도시.
Regis, better not have a fist fight with this door. Do you mind?
열어줘야 되는구나. 열어주세요. 저기?
Thanks.
At your service.
비켜. 비키라고. 비키스까.
Utter silence. No one here.
We should look around at least.
Something inside? Nope. Empty.
놈의 장난들.
Well, well. A key tucked behind a picture.
오, 열쇠.
A tin knight.
A rocking horse, rather worn. I
늑대
suppose it got a
거품.
lot of use.
그 흉터들이 저 망한 별들이 지는 우리 왜 노래가 3절까지 있어?
Wooden duck. Somebody broke its wings off. Nice tune.
Indeed, pleasant. It's a shame the mechanism's damaged.
아, 곰돌이 봐.
Miniature tableware. And plush toys. Cute.
Despise these things.
계기야.
What the? Found a notebook. Property of Isabelle de Roquefort,
Sienna,
court governess. The notes of Sienna and Anna Henrietta's governess when they were little.
I'm not sure it will help, but I suppose there's no harm in leafing through them.
뭐야?
Sienna gave me a drawing today
Charming,
of freshly decapitated bodies covered in blood.
and perhaps not so much.
I asked her why ever she would draw such a thing. Her Highness claimed it was a rendering of nightmares which have plagued her for as long as she can remember. Sienna does wake up screaming nearly every night, save when she shares a bed with Henrietta. Curse of the Black Sun. Supposedly girls afflicted by it had horrible dreams, kind of horrible that made some of them go mad. The girls quarreled today. I must note rather sadly they did not behave as befits future ladies. The incident devolved into fisticuffs. Anna Henrietta was first to strike her sister. Sienna gave back as good as she'd gotten. By the time I separated them, Henrietta had lost 2 teeth. She ran off to complain to her parents. His Grace the Duke refused to believe my version
남의
of
얘기만 읽으면
events.
안 되는데.
He laid all the blame on Sienna and vowed to punish the little one harshly. Henrietta did her best to have her sister's sentence commuted, but the Duke and Duchess proved unbending.
Once you're labelled a black sheep, it's so hard to shed that reputation.
Today I accompanied the girls for the first time to the land of 1,000 fables. We spent half the day there. First we played with Thumbelina, and with Barbarossa, who proved quite the charmer for a brigand and pirate.
I'm beginning to suspect Isabelle de Roquefort wrote in her diary after taking a powerful hallucinogenic. Cannabis rudelaris, for instance, or...
Shh, don't interrupt. I tip my cap to Master Artorius Figo for his achievement. He has proved he has no equal in the arcane arts.
Wait, Artorius was the court mage here, a specialist in illusions, which means...
Regis, last warning. Stop interrupting or I'll seat you in the corner. The girls told me if I ever wish to visit alone, I need but crack open the land of 1,000 fables and utter out loud the incantation Expecto Ludum.
A book as the key to an illusion. My, this grows more interesting by the minute.
다 읽어봤다.
Mages sent by the Conclave arrived today. They came to examine Sienna. I cannot know what conclusions they drew, but His Grace now seems clearly upset.
Curse of the Black Sun. There's no doubt then that she was diagnosed with the syndrome symptoms.
Or had that label planted on her. It goes on. I dared ask the Duke what would become of the girl. He did not reply. I tutored the girls in Nilfgaardian today. Sienna applies herself so, though she has great difficulty memorizing new vocabulary. Lady Henrietta seems more gifted in this regard, yet also prone to impish behavior. When she thought me out of earshot, she called me a blood accuser. She and Sienna laughed so hard they almost choked. Blood is damned.
아 이런
Cursed.
웃음소리 난 싫어요.
What's Kusa?
In the melodious tongue of our none too friendly
무서워.
neighbours to the south, the word describes the many-petalled flower that blooms in that place we so unmelodiously call the crotch.
Realize this might sound improbable, but maybe, just maybe, Anna Henrietta tossed Sienna into that illusion.
Not impossible. She would be safe there, and isolated. We must see.
Where's that book?
이쪽 보이는데? 열쇠를 켜봐. 아 여기 있다.
This it? Let's see.
안 열려. 아 이게 힘.
Expecto ludum.
뭐야? 어?
Regis? Regis!
미지의
Land
세계인데.
of a thousand fables.
아 동화 나라.
Incredible.
놀라.
Let's see where this road takes me. Eye of Nehelene is going wild. Whole land's an illusion. It's so powerful there's no way to dispel it.
길이 아 여기. 못 나가는데? 노란 벽돌길을 따라가야 돼. 노란 벽돌길. 아, 튀어. 완전 싫어.
Damn it. And this is a playground for two little girls? Something's not right.
Bloody hell, let him out!
Voices.
Trouble that my ginger...
아 여기다 가다 놓은 거야? 아 야코짱 어서 와요. 야코짱 하이하이. 어서 오세요. 동화 속에 가다 놨네.
Hands off my hearth, dearie. You wouldn't want
오늘은
me
낮점
to get
아 낮점
cross.
잡았어.
Then you open it.
나도 낮점 자고 싶다. 언니를 그
Who's this?
가뒀어요.
A lost traveler? What's supposed
동화
to
나라
be,
속에?
sweetie? Why, you're old. Old and pale. But never worry. A bit of butter, a bit of spice, and you'll make a tasty morsel.
코만 자라나 봐.
Just as soon as I catch you.
뭐야? 아, 렉인가? 렉시 아들?
Higher than a rotting compass. Careful she doesn't douse you.
아들도 아닌데? 저 할머니? 개빡치려고 해. 이래 되니까?
Come on.
아니. 저 할머니? 죽여. 방법이 있을 텐데. 뭐야? 아, 빗자루 부시면 되구나. 아, 이거구나. 정신 차리세요. 아, 엑시였어요? 아,
What the hell was that?
The Wicked Witch.
그냥 날려버렸어.
Heard of her, haven't you? Now, where did you put that key?
아롱님 어서 오세요.
How'd you come by a weapon?
It's Prince Charming.
엑시가 맞았구나.
He no longer needs it. Here it is.
Thank you. She'd have begged me for certain if you'd not... Sienna? Is that you?
It's been years, Jack.
Have you come to play?
No, I just want your beans, so you can breathe easy.
Beans. What
Check.
beans?
Try not to interrupt. Well, Jack, where are
그러니까.
they?
Sienna, I'm sorry, but
아, 어렵게 깼어요, 아롱님?
I haven't got them.
Oh, something tells me
난-
you're lying.
내가 센 건가?
Perhaps you wish to play the old games.
약발의
after
힘
all.
아니에요, 약발의 힘.
This little picky went to market. This little picky went home. For instance.
I'm telling the truth. I swear it. Henrietta, she ordered them buried all over so you wouldn't be able to leave.
Where?
I don't know. But Joss, the boy with the thing for wolves,
Pipa
he
Popo?
should know. He sticks his nose in everyone's affairs.
He had better know. Because if not, I'll find you and we'll have ourselves a little talk. Understand? Now shoot.
거인들이요?
All right.
거인은 안 나오나
So
근데?
why is it you're here?
Came to free you.
Nice of you, but a waste of your effort. I plan to free myself.
너 잡아가야 돼.
You might not. Bound to be easier with my help, as our most recent adventure amply showed.
Yet I still don't know why you even give a damn.
It's Deadloff. He's trying to force Anna Henrietta's hand. Wants her to release you. Summoned monsters to attack Beauclair.
Sounds like Dettlaff, all right. But I doubt you came all this way just to bring me up to speed on current events. So get to the point, please.
Isn't it obvious? Offering to be your ally. We both want you out of here. You because you want your freedom back. Me because as soon as you meet with Deadloff, he'll put an end to the chaos in the city.
You exposed me. I landed in prison because of you. Now you come to beg my help, I dare say. My life is full of surprises, isn't it?
아, 기절시키면 될 거
But
같은데.
normally I'd tell you to sod off. But, from what you say, folk are dying who have nothing to do with this. Not part of the plan. Deadloff was only to kill those who deserved it. No one else. Fine, Witcher. I accept your offer. Consider us allies. Shake on it.
그냥 넘어가자.
So, what's with the beams? Mind explaining?
Certainly. But you must gird yourself with patience. There are two ways out of this land. My darling sister blocked one when she tossed me in here. The other's up there, in the clouds. She made it hard, but not impossible to access
아,
by
콩 심어서
concealing the
올라가야 돼?
beams.
Still don't understand.
Don't fret, just listen. That boy, that was Jack, of Beanstalk fame. You know the tale?
Jack climbed a gigantic beanstalk to a giant's castle, high up in the clouds.
As we shall do if we can just find those blasted beans. There are three. One
빨간
red,
콩,
one blue,
파란
one
콩.
yellow.
뭐 신호등이야?
Stalk won't sprout from just one.
신호등 사탕
No,
있었는데.
because it must transpire exactly as it did in the tale.
지금도 파나?
Clear now? So we must find Joss. Perhaps he will be able to help us. You lead. Joss can usually be found wandering the glade at the foot of the mount. It's some distance from here, past the witch's house to the right.
뭐야? 저기 있는데? 아닌가?
So, what exactly is happening in the city?
Bloodshed, a massacre, which is why we gotta hurry.
You needn't
왜
fret.
들어갈 수 있는
Time
적
flows differently in Fableспhere. We can stay here a week, yet outside mere minutes will have passed.
문이 왜 이렇게 있어? 버그야?
Watch out! Pixies!
Not the friendliest pixies I've met.
We were put here to protect the Fableспhere from
와,
intruders.
아름답다.
Meaning few.
산 넘고 물 건너.
Oh, unicorns! We must catch them. We won't have to walk everywhere then. I call the pink one. Here, none at all. This is Grant. I'm alright. Not in any Joss. Last, they're going to
Unicorn?
rip them in six.
야, 유니콘.
Relax, it's over.
No, it's not. There's more. Another wolf behind you. Ignore him. He always lies.
Aha. Boy who cried wolf. Still does, I suppose. And doesn't, when they actually appear.
The one and only. Listen, you little chit. Jack said you know what's become of his 3 beans. I don't know anything.
양치기 소년
Not
아니에요?
one thing,
예?
and besides, watch out! Wolves!
This'll be interesting. Right, let's get to it. Let's say for a minute you know what happened to the red bean. Where wouldn't it be?
For certain, no one swallowed it. Oh no, definitely not that.
Of course not. But say someone didn't. Who would it be that didn't swallow it?
A human. The most humany human in the land of 1,000 fables.
인간다운인가?
Everyone! Wolves! Run!
Bet you haven't heard what happened to the blue bean. Maybe? Not at all? Right?
I've heard it lies about somewhere. Out in the open.
Just like that? No one
빨간
guarding
망토?
it?
Nobody.
아,
3 times over.
빨강망토 차차.
Help! Wolves!
Yellow bean. Don't know a thing about it, right?
It's somewhere very, and I mean very deep. So deep, in fact, it's completely underground.
And who has it?
A bold farmhand, who in no way and not at all awaits someone. Not in the slightest. Good folk! Wolf!
Say that word one more time and I'll
주광 내버린대.
feed you to the fishes. Understood?
너무한 거 아니야, 얘한테.
All right, we should go.
Watch out for wolves!
Tough to talk to, that one.
Was it, though? You need merely remember he always lies. Or more precisely, reverses the truth.
Where to now?
I'm not sure. We should visit some of the other fables. The meaty ones, that is. Perhaps then Joss's
아,
hints
여기
will
안에
make more
다른
sense.
동화도 많은가
It's
본데?
just a few. Red Riding Hood,
빨간 모자 있다.
Piglets and Bears, 3 of each, and Goldilocks,
아기 돼지
of
삼형제.
course. Then
곰새
Long
마리.
Locks and a little lass
긴
who
소문에서
sells
90돌
flint.
파는 소중.
Fine. Let's get to work.
아, 빨간 망토야? 아. 빨간 모자는 귀신이가?
Incredible. You must have loved this place.
I did it
곰새
first.
마리도 있어.
But
되게
children
많다.
get bored
왜
quickly.
이렇게 많아?
Even tea parties with a whole cackle of princesses
빨간 모자.
eventually turn dull.
빨간
and
모자
routine.
찾아야 돼. 이게
What
뭐야?
do you do then?
Dropped a duck egg in
형제?
the swan's nest once, that sort of thing. Stole the pearls from the princess, who sleeps to this day, I think. Oh look, the Emperor of Nilfgaard.
아, 나프젤
He's
있어?
come out to show off his new robe.
아, 라푼젤, 긴 머리 소년. 피리 부는 사나이도 있네? 다 있네. 와, 신기하다. 어? 내 옆에 누구야?
Stop
너구나.
prodding me and find the beans.
라푼젤도 있어. 가까운 데가. 곰새. 아, 백냥님 감사합니다. 곰새 마리 있네. 곰새 마리. 아, 또 야쿠자의 별명이 또 라푼젤이야?
Three bears.
우리 야쿠
Three
공주?
stools, 3 beds, 3 bowls.
One
뭐야?
a bit too big. The other too
곰새
small.
마리 봐. 아니
The
이게 뭐?
third just right. Blonde curls. Rest of the body's too mutilated. Hard to say anything.
곰새 마리
She
봐.
got what she deserved, as I see it. Always took what she wanted without asking.
아빠고 엄마고 죽여. 침대에서 자 곰이. 근데 내가 나쁜 놈 된 것 같다. 동화 속에 있는 애들 죽인 거 아니야? 뭐지? 마법 음식은? 아, 그냥 음식이구나. 일단 얘는 아니네.
Such exquisite
아,
words, the words never seen.
벌거벗은 임금님. 누드 왕제. 아, 나 왜 옷 벗고 있네 그랬네. 할머니지? 늑대 아저씨는 또 뭐야?
Hello? Can we talk?
Schmumboch, my head! Damn it all! I swear that was the last time I drank with
얘가 빨간
Rapier.
망토인가 보다.
Oh, Sienna, a bloody long time it's been. You've changed.
Whereas you, not at all. Big bad wolf. Though it seems
늑대,
you've
그러니까
started
할머니가
running with
늑대였잖아.
the wrong crowd.
And who should I run with, eh? Thumbelina?
엄지 소녀?
One shot and she's under the table.
걔는 한 잔 마시고 또 뭐야 이게?
What brings you?
아, 우리랑 한잔 하자.
You could always have a drink with us.
What now?
우리가 생각한 동화 내용이 아니네요.
I can barely
숙취가
stand
있대.
up so hungover.
You know what they say about the hair of the dog?
Out of the question. And why must you drink? Do you wish to drown some sorrow?
해장술을
I don't
갖다 줘야
mean
되나?
to pry, but you don't look much like a young duchess to me.
They stripped me of my title and birthright, then banished me. A family spat, let's say.
Listen, looking for magic beans. Seen any?
I was given one for safekeeping, but
Where is it? Talk!
Shh, not so loud.
Oh, I can be much louder than this. And resort to other means of persuasion.
Right there, the threats. Sienna to a T. Listen, I exist to restage a fairy tale. If you want to play at it, I'll be happy to oblige. But it
빨간
won't
모자가
be
저승길
easy.
더
The thing
죽었어?
is, Little Red Riding Hoods popped her clogs.
What?
1,000 times they cut my gut open, filled it full of rocks and drowned me in the river. So once you stopped coming, I decided to repay the little imp for all
헐.
her loving labor. Who now what's at the bottom of the well, she and the hunter, which means we can't play, and I'm under no obligation to talk to you, not about beans, nor anything else. So leave me be. Sod off.
왠지 우물 안으로 까칠한 늑대?
Wolf's pretty cranky.
Surprised? Think about it. He was cast in the role of the Nemesis without ever asking for it.
그렇지.
It's a dog's life, I tell you.
So, what now?
Don't worry. I'll play with him. Or rather, play him. I just need that little red hood. A piece of apparel, that is. Not the poor girl's corpse.
그러네.
That's a relief.
You wish to help me? Here's your chance.
왜
Jump in
웃겨
the
죽어?
well and fish it out.
죽지 마.
Well, chop chop.
찹찹. 빨간 망토 궁금해서 검색해 보고 있는데. 그래? 내가 들어서 시체 찾아야 돼?
Jump in the well.
진짜.
Break a leg.
내 발밑에 있구나. 헐. 빨간 두건은 뭐야? 붉은 악마야? 빨간 망토, 모자, 후드, 빨간 두건 뭐야? 야 근데 너무한다. 빨간 망토. 나 왜 빨간 망토 차차만 생각나지? 저건 또 뭐야?
Any luck?
Yep, look what I got.
That would never fit you. Give it to me.
저 뭐야? 말 위에?
How do I look?
저 망토 나 줬으면 좋겠다.
Not bad. Not
쟤네
bad
뭐야?
at all.
말 위에 고양이 있고 고양이 위에
Let's go see the
뭐였지?
big bad wolf.
Let me
잘
guess.
보이는데?
You'll play the granddaughter.
And you, the hunter.
You again? I thought I was clear. I will not talk to you if Little Red Riding Hood is not with you.
브레멘 음악대.
Not a problem. Sienna can take her place.
What?
브레멘 음악대는 뭐지? 처음 들어.
Very well. It's not as if I can forbid you.
나 처음 들어보는데.
Granddaughter, come closer, sweetie.
But, Grandmama, what big eyes you have!
The better to see you is my dear.
Granny, what big arms you have!
The better to embrace you is my dear.
And grandmama, what big teeth you have.
아 싸워야
에이.
돼?
The better to eat you is my dear.
And fierce.
죽어.
That stench.
머리통만 갈겨줘야지. 가만 있어봐.
Joss said about the red bean. A human has it, and he definitely didn't swallow it.
Gotta open his belly. Bottle caps, fake teeth, a corkscrew. Ah, here it is.
뱃속을
Red bean.
Well then, one step closer to our goal.
What?
망토 놔주면 안
I
돼?
find myself wondering if you're just horribly discreet, or if those mutations completely scrubbed away your curiosity. In your shoes, I'd have myriad questions. For instance, Siana, whatever became of you after they drove you out? But you, nothing. You avoid all talk of it.
물어보자.
Well, since you brought it up, I'd gladly hear about it.
The flower of Toussaint's Knights took me all the way to the Ketdu wilderness and left me there alone, without a copper, in a torn lace dress.
어린 나이에
right when the
쫓겨난 거 아니야?
frosts
추방당한 거
were
아니야?
setting in. They assumed something would eat me, or that I'd do everyone a favor and die of hunger. But as always, I failed to live up to expectations. I wandered the woods for a week, went purple from the cold, gnawed the bark from twigs. Finally, I saw a light among the trees. A campsite. They were bandits, bearded, drunk, spattered with blood. I was sure they'd rape me or kill me, or both.
Take it neither happened?
That's when I learned a robber and a murderer can be a better man than a knight in shining armor. They took me in, we set off for Nizer, and I did what I could to repay them. I advanced in their ranks rather quickly.
아, 어렸을 때
Eventually, I became their leader.
쫓겨났는데.
Of the whole ragged band.
Been through a lot.
I have. And throughout this time, my sister was stomping grapes and shagging minstrels on down bedding.
She wasn't the one to banish you.
And I'm not angry at her for that.
그럴 수도 있을
I'm
텐데.
angry at her because she
왠지?
forgot about me. Right. We've had our chat.
그렇죠. 난장이었어 보죠. 졸탄 보면 되죠. 졸탄. 졸탄 보면 나오잖아. 유니콘 어딨어? 얘야? 아, 얘가 유니콘이야? 어? 내 말 왜 유니콘 됐어?
Exciting, isn't it? Reminds me of my
로치 왜
childhood.
유니콘 됐어?
Reminds me of something altogether different.
Care to elaborate?
Rather not.
90도를 파는 소녀?
Come on, you.
이거 그
Know what? They need names.
저거 찔리면 아프겠죠? 부시돌? 성냥이 아니고 부시돌을 걸어 여기서? 약간 뭐야 그런 거면 좋겠다. 그 뭐야
Anis.
그 불 붙일 수 있는 파이어 스틱? 파이어 스틱 하는 소리.
Ugh.
여기 뭐야? 여기 뭐 이런 게 있어?
This Longlock's tower.
Indeed.
여기에 뭐 퀘스트가
Contract
있어?
from a goose. That's new.
Do you really aim to concern yourself with that?
아니겠지? 뭐야?
A true witcher should never abandon poultry in distress.
그러니까 이 고양이 그 고양이 아니야? 장하시는 고양이? 얘는?
That's one beam down. Good work.
네, 카운님 어서 오세요. 오늘 뭐야? 순양 나왔어요 오늘? 부시돌
Care
파는
for a cigarillo? A bit of tobacco?
가는
A
시간
double fist, eh?
너무
Remind me, what tale are you from?
Salt flints.
아
were
화석도
last,
나오고 내들이
But no one bought them.
업데이트
So
많이
I
했네.
branched out. Now I deal in snuffs, puffs, all sorts of fun things.
조만간 내들이 한번 들어가 봐야 되겠는데?
Magic beans. Do you have?
성냥팔이 소녀예요.
It's not the new
성냥팔이
name
소녀.
of some kicker I
근데
always
부싯돌을
have.
팔면서 시가를 파네요. 여기서.
But maybe you'd like some.
Hey, where'd you get that ribbon? That's mine.
Is that so? Then why was it lying in the bushes? Finders keepers, sweetheart.
자기라고 불러.
The ribbon. Mind explaining what the fuss is about?
There's not much to explain.
리본?
I got it from a tourist
리본 중요한
when
거보다.
I was a child. It was to protect me from evil. It clearly didn't work, given how I ended up.
But it means a lot to you.
How should I put this? I have so few mementos from my childhood, and the ribbon reminds me of the good old days.
사우님 정보
when I
감사합니다.
was someone else.
고마워요.
Dears, could you continue this touching scene elsewhere? You're scaring away my customers.
리본 주세요.
Give Sienna the ribbon. Why not, huh?
Sugar plum. The only thing I hand out for free is a first hit.
백설공주?
To get them
일
to come
수도
back
있을
for
것
a
같은데?
second, of course. For all else, you've got to pay.
What if I asked you nicely?
Ask me nicely and I might play you for it. A round of cards?
아, 이것도 이 퀘드 그거네요. 그러니까 리본을 따거나 500크로를 사거나. 근데 이게 그 에이론다이트 퀘로 되는 거네요. 이것도 관용이라고. 카드 내기.
All right, let's play.
지면 어떻게?
If you lose, you give me the ribbon.
Don't get your hopes up. None can best me at Gwent.
야, 진 적이 없다는데 자기가? 내가 자주 쓰는 게 북부항구였거든. 북부를 쓸까 스킬렉을 쓸까? 잘 쓰는 거 하는 게 낫겠어. 북부항국들? 내가 북부항국들 많이 썼으니까. 지는 거 아니야? 찰럿, 군청. 갈 거 갈자. 한 번만 더 가자. 아, 또 그렇게 비유를 하냐? 질 수도 있지 내가. 그렇지. 11날 나왔어. 그리고 첫 판에 잠깐만 주자. 첫 경기 주자가 돼. 줄 수도 있고 이길 수도 있으니까. 상대 패스했어? 잠깐만 그러면 갖고 오고 넘겨. 아마 패스할 거지, 그치? 이길 수가 없거든, 지금 제가. 아, 높은 건 낼 걸. 괜히 이거. 일단 버리자. 제가 카드가 없기 때문에 패스할 거야, 아마. 여기서 이기려고. 여기서 올인해야 돼. 눈치 싸움이야, 눈치 싸움. 최대한 약한 거 내주면서 노지스 갑자기 보낼 수도 있어 지금. 그럴 것 같아. 다 터뜨려. 다 터뜨려. 항상 최고 점수 안 나오네. 갖고 와.
Rumpole, you're good at this. A word once given. The ribbon's yours. Now skedaddle.
나 이거 실력 늘었나 봐. 멘트 실력 늘었나 봐.
All right. Tell me
What?
what you want in return. You're not doing this out of the kindness of your heart.
Don't want anything in return.
이게 이제 벤트하면 대강 보여.
Thank you.
상대가 패스할지 고할지. 사슴들 죽여? 이거 뭐야 얘네? 이거 뭐야? 염소 빌리는 뭐야? 얘 왜 바지? 근데 여기 얘가 뭐 파나 본데 또? 그럼 물어볼까?
What is it, loves?
What have you got to sell?
Like I said,
온갖 걸 판다고? 이빨은 왜 팔아 너? 황금실 황금공? 편지사에서 안 파는 건데? 기념으로 사가야지.
Wasting time here, see.
이제 퀘스트가 여기 아 여기저기 있는 게 아닌가 본데? 여기저기도 있네 퀘스트가. 기죠. 아니 황금공 딴 데서 안 파니. 저거 한번 해볼까요? 거의 집으로 가자.
Watch out!
여기 지역에서만 가능한 것 같은데? 이거 뭐야? 미니 우와. 아 엄지소녀. 엄지소녀. 야, 이 정도면 쟤한테 난 킹콩인데.
Hey, watch it.
You stepped on Thumbelina!
어?
That was my favorite tale.
Why is that?
Because it wasn't about a princess. Tales about princesses are insufferable.
어? 아니 아니 그게 다음 생에 큰 사람으로 태어나렴.
Oh, the three little pig songs. You know the
다음
story,
생에 큰
don't you?
손으로 태어나렴.
Who's afraid of the big red wolf?
Looks like Big Bad's already blown down the houses of straw and sticks. Brick's the only one
거의
You should
그거
look
아니에요?
inside. Remember Joss's
아니, 나
words?
자
One
여러분
beam lies out in the open,
못 보던 거잖아.
guarded by three nobodies.
못 봤던 거.
Yeah, could be it.
제가 혹시 죽을까라는 궁금. 죽네요.
A feather. broken.
이거 그거 같아요. 황금알을 낳는 거위. 그거 같은데.
A feather broken. There was a fight. A feather broken. There was a fight. Goose feathers must have been flapping its wings.
황금알
Just get plucked.
낳는 거위 있어요. 아 근데 엄지 죽었어. 미안하다. 죽을 줄 몰랐는데.
Hey, there, in the trees. Some kind of camp?
진짜 찌긴 찌.
The golden axe will be ours.
맞네. 황금알을 낳는 거위.
You mean to...
But why keep her in a cage? Eggs from free-range birds are so much better. Oh well. Where's the
Here it is. Got it.
그러네. 황금알을 낳는 거위 나는.
Good thing you posted that notice. Never would have found you
난쟁이
otherwise.
난쟁. 땄다.
Oh look, she laid a golden egg for you.
If only all my employers were that generous. Would have preferred a magic bean, but not about to complain.
황금알? 잠깐만. 나 아까 황금알 사지 않았었어? 기념품 줬네. 기념품. 완숙이래요. 맛있겠네. 먹을 수 있나 보네. 먹을 수 있나
To
봐.
really travel all the way here for...
Nature of the job.
I don't believe it. You must have had another reason.
근데 엄지 미안하네.
Well, spent a few idyllic months in Beauclair some time past. Part of me wanted to come back, I
죽을 줄
think.
몰랐는데. 여긴 또 뭐야?
You jest, I adored her.
아,
My darling little
아이템 못
sis.
챙겼어요.
So adorable. So sweet. Yet when they banished me from the palace, she didn't so much as peek out of the window.
She might not have known.
집에 혹시 먹을 거 있나 봐.
Maybe just couldn't.
And could she also not grant me amnesty when she was crowned? Please.
잠겼어. 그래도 신기한 거 봤잖아요. 엄지공주는 밟으면 죽는다. 찍. 터졌구네 그냥. 어우 나 너무 세졌어. 픽시야? 무지개? 혹시 다시 안 살아나요? 엄지 저기 집에 와 못 들어가나? 저 집에 못 들어가나? 잠겨있대 앞에. 아기 돼지 삼형제다. 왠지 이거 같은데?
The big bad witcher huffed and puffed, and look, got a bean.
It cannot be.
아니야.
What cannot be?
안 죽였어.
You actually have a sense of humor.
자기가 앞에 알짱거리다 죽은 거야.
Stunted a bit, but yeah, it's there.
Well, well, aren't you full of surprises? What else are you hiding behind that gruff exterior?
Not a bad singer. Do a pretty mean rendition of the Maids of Vicovaro, for instance.
애들한테는 위쳐스를 여기 하지 말라 그랬다.
But here we are chatting away when there's work to do. We must keep looking.
피리 부는 사나이.
So, do you like it here?
피리 불면 막
Got a
따라다니잖아
problem with
사람.
magic in general.
그 사람 같은데?
Illusions, portals, all that. Don't trust any of it.
A bow of old-fashioned tastes, eh? I like that.
안 죽네. 다 죽이려 했다 지금.
I've always grappled up her braid in the past, but
여기 거긴가 보다.
see it anyway.
We'll find
라푼젤.
another way up.
라푼젤 있나 보다.
Could pull myself up here, and I'll have to make that jump.
If you say so, I shall wait down here if it's all the same. Climbing is
죽었어?
not my strong suit.
Prince's corpse. Tried to free Longlocks, but fell and broke his neck.
왕자의 시체인데 공주 구하려다가 목이 부러져서 죽었다. 뭐야 이거? 동화 왜 이래? 올라가는데 막 괴물 있는 거 아니야? 근데 여기 재밌다. 이런 약간 뭐 여긴 또 뭐야? 아 돌가라. 여기 있나 본데? 저기 없네. 어이가 없네. 아 나 진짜. 너무 잔인하잖아. 너무 잔인하잖아. 야. 동간데 그래도. 그러니까 본인 아유 너무 잔혹당한데?
A beam. Here it is. What a stump to climb all that
백골이야,
way for
백골.
nothing.
안 타네. 뭐지? 왜 뛰어내리고 싶죠 여기서? 번지하라고? 진짜? 이거죠? 야. 신뢰도약 배웠어.
So,
Got the beam, but Longlocks. Seems she got sick of waiting for a knight in shining armor.
can you blame her? Men these days, dandies and fops all.
That why you cozied up to a vampire?
Dettlaff was a tool, and only a tool.
Too bad he didn't know that.
I trust no one. Learned that long ago. Now
여기
it's his-
동화나라만 특별히 DLC에서 좀 많이 나왔으면 좋겠다. 재밌을 것 같아.
To use him. Was that your plan from the start?
No.
뭐
At
그럴
first I
일은
was simply
없겠지만
intrigued. Do you know the story?
동화나라만 따로
It was
나왔으면
in
좋겠다.
Medina
좀
a few
많이.
years past. I'd gone there to
많잖아.
pass some loot off to a fence I know. We were hashing out the terms when in walked Dettlaff. He said he'd come to sell a silver candlestick. He gripped it through a cloth. That caught my eye. I followed him out, observed him from a distance, but he caught on quickly.
Yeah, superhuman senses will do that.
He turned down a blind alley. I followed. He jumped out from behind a crate, baring his teeth. I suppose he'd wanted to frighten me. Alas, he didn't in the least. After all, I'm a monster too, am I not?
아 근데 왜 아까부터 계속 엄지공주 생각이 나냐?
What happened then?
We talked, then met up once, twice, 3 times. Enough that he became infatuated. I truly enjoyed it at first, but only at
그러니까.
first. He did not love like a man, but like an animal, madly, deeply, unconditionally.
실제로였어요?
To return such a feeling, anyone would be hard-pressed. Let alone someone as twisted as I am.
So there came a day you just up and disappeared.
Yes, there was no other way. Let's just be friends.
아 그런 거야?
I don't deserve you. He'd never have understood.
아니 원래
that
NPC
sort of
이렇게 지나가면은 그냥 툭
But then,
쳤잖아.
once I decided to return,
나 그건 줄
to
알았지.
old affairs, I remembered
그렇게
him
쉽게
and
밟혀주고
concluded he could still be of use.
Playing with fire, that.
Definitely. And either I'll get burned or I'll burn all else down. No other options.
Got a history with Dettlaff now, so this meeting will be different. Not afraid?
I can handle him.
Mm-hmm. Sure about that?
You look at him as a witcher and see a monster. I
고양이 너무
know
크고
what he's really
햄스터?
like. You needn't worry. It's time to go.
햄스터가
Just a
좀
bit
낫다.
more work and we'll be able to say sort off to this fecking fable sphere.
왠지 끝판왕이 그거 같지 않아요?
Now we must plant
거인?
them by the path near Longlock's tower. Then prepare to meet the giant. Right, this is the spot. Pull out the piece.
그러니까
A bit more and I'll be free. At last.
거인이랑 싸울 것 같은데 올라가서.
Wait.
왜?
Why?
This stalk will sprout abruptly. Very abruptly. We must be careful.
아. 왜 지 혼자
All
살겠다고?
right, toss them.
아. 물 안 줬잖아. 물 줘야지. 가지마, 가지마.
Something's always gotta go wrong.
The home stretch.
설마 내가 타고 올라가야 되는 건 아니지? 점프하면서? 점프맵 아니겠지? 그거 오늘 완결 못 봐. 그러니까 다행히 컷해. 야 근데 그 꼬맹이는 잭은 어떻게 여기 올라왔지?
Incredible.
어른들 이렇게 힘든데.
Admire the view later. First, we must deal with
어허.
him.
뭐야? 아, 나 진짜. 뭐야? 약한데? 내가 센 건가? 내가 너무 셌는가?
For a fairy tale creature, that was one tough son of a wench.
I told you this land had gone ape mad, though I did not expect it to be so severe.
Can't help thinking you might have done that on purpose.
내가 너무 세졌나 봐.
Why ever would I have?
To get rid of your guard, your captor. getting close to the exit at this point. Probably think you don't need me anymore.
Well, you're wrong. You still stand to be quite useful to me.
유용하다고? 어떻게?
That's so? How? Plan to use me like you did Dettloff?
No, I need you for a purpose far simpler.
왜 꼬셔?
Well, don't just stand there and stare. I need a man, Geralt, and I'm not afraid to say it. I've no idea what awaits me once we leave this place. Treat it as my last wish.
뭔 소원? 뭔 소원을 들어? 왠지 유용한 장면이 나올 것 같은데? 그쵸? 자, 준비해야 되겠네. 냅둬 볼까 한번? 맞네. 맞아. 뭐야? 공중에 막 날아다녀. 구름 사이에 막 날아다녀. 공중신? 이러구나? 이게 거의 시지게?
Just gonna go our separate ways? No parting words?
Did you wish to tell me something?
Actually, that'd probably be best.
Oh my. No woman's ever treated you this way.
Not that I recall, no.
In that case, at last you felt what so many women in this world feel at times.
I just hope this tale has a happy ending. For me, for you, for everyone.
That may very well depend on you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing beyond what you heard. For now. Come. The exit's this way.
근데 잭은 어디 갔어? 잭은 못 보네. 저 아저씨 아이템 없으세요?
Another will-o'-the-wisp.
도깨비불이다.
Just curious. Why do you want the Heart of Toussaint and the Ducal Wine?
They were my right. My due.
Doubt we would have figured you out if you hadn't tried to get them. Know that, don't you?
I do. And I regret nothing.
아,
Lives
우물?
but once.
우물 어딨어?
Here, we meet by jump into the well.
Ah,
You
여기.
first.
이야. 와. 와, 아장났네. 투생.
Portals in a fountain? Not terribly practical.
It was a secret passage. Henriette and I would use it to...
Hide from your governess, which luckily she noted down in her diary, thus I knew where to await you. Never mind that. Has the young lady agreed to help clean up the mess she's made?
She has. And stop treating me as if I were a child.
Would you prefer I treated you like the lying manipulator you are?
둘 다 그만둬.
Calm down, both of you.
But
No buts.
꼬마
Let's
맞지 뭐.
go.
이 사람들 다
I really
100살
wanna be done
넘었어.
with this. Nice place.
Isn't it? Offers a lovely view of the valley. On a clear day, you can see the outlines of done time.
is it, though? A ruin like any other, I think.
So sensitive. So aware. Honestly, what did Detlef ever see in you?
Perhaps he'll tell you himself.
Let's get ready. Deadloff will be here any moment now.
왜 안 와? 가. 카톡이라도 보내고 줘. 온다.
Sienna, I have a question I must ask you. Did you truly feign it all? That which bound us was a ruse?
Detlef, it's not that simple.
Oh no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now, we must part.
뭐야?
What? But how?
다시 왔어.
The ribbon.
Ha! Seems I've been fooled again.
아,
She will pay for this sooner or later. She will pay.
리본이 없어서 죽었구나.
You never should have meddled with her.
어? 야. 야, 상급 뱀파이어스. 아, 리버스 죽었어. 개간지나게 싸운다, 둘이.
Didn't plan any of it.
변신하지 마. 그러지 마. 야, 이 새끼. 우와. 족밥이구만 이거. 어? 아니구나. 뭐야? 갑자기? 아, 피 먹고 세졌나 본데? 한 방! 아, 안 죽었어. 이건 거보다, 이건 거보다, 이건 거보다. 돌려. 그 다음 시작. 몇 번을 살아가는 거야, 이거? 머리! 아니, 안 죽은 것 같아. 뱀파이어는 뱀파이어만 죽일 수 있다고 짝 어저께인가? 붙을라 그런다. 다져. 잘게 다져버려.
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist.
어? 야무지게 먹어야지. 냠냠냠냠냠냠냠 냠냠냠냠냠냠. 갑자기 그 노래가 생각나냐? 끝난 건가?
My, what a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire.
옷이 왜 이래?
The Duchess cannot be expected
좀
to
내려.
drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. Palace protocol places enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Siana planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Siana's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Dettlaff. Perhaps we missed something.
구두 닦기.
Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I conducted myself. I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all other codes, and thus no good deed goes unrewarded. Of course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
The letters. What's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue loosening, but ultimately he spoke.
전달책이.
He admitted he'd handed Dettlaff the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
가보자 한번.
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due. Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
Promise to be careful.
맞네 여기.
Oh, it's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beckers brought them.
거지들이?
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
아, 말 맞네.
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Remember what they looked like?
Of course. I've a mind like a steel trap, as I said. They were ragged, unshaved. Their clothes were tattered. As to their boots, well, I mentioned that already.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
계단 올라와서 오른쪽.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. You must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
Oh,
계단 올라가서.
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent district. We need no...
내심모아.
gentlemen, there's no need to raise your voices.
You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves.
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
옷 더러워지는 거 아니야?
I almost dumped my guts in fear.
아, 덤벼. 일로 와.
All right,
뒤질라고.
I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black? A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
거지들 보호소인가 보다.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup.
아, 구빈원?
These
아,
two
그래요?
gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it
국어라는
out, your
빈
soup
원도 막
will go
미안해.
cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the boot black. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
아,
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
It's a matter of importance to the Duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
무서운
You ought to
여자도.
heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need
설마 여왕이 다 꾸민 일은 아니겠지?
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the boot black anyways. It's
아,
always muddy there.
공작 부인 아니면은 아까 어제 그 뱀파이어 여자?
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well, well. I must say, even I
누군데?
did not expect
알려주사.
this. This time you will see to our duchess.
아,
It seems we underestimated Siana rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter's ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be
아니네.
Detloff's last
그
victim. Siana
누나?
planned it from the start.
시아나가 다 계획한 거네.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Siana, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Siana murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you can always ask her yourself.
동기를 알고 싶다.
Actually, love to learn her motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her, but I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Siana locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her.
같이 갈 텐가?
Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Detlaff and his minions rampage.
Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
나
So,
드라큘라
said
죽이면
straight
끝날 줄
up,
알았는데
it means you
아니었네.
going off to get drunk because you hate Siana.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence.
She treated Detlaff cruelly.
Caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that, no, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
그건 아닌 거. 그건 아닐 수도 있어요. 옷 갈아입자 그냥. 뭐 갈아입고 있어? 입고 있을 필요가 없잖아.
Stinky.
아침으로 좀 돌리고.
Here's some free advice, rich man. If you've no reason to live, live this
Tough time.
시아나가 모든 증거를 다 갖고 있을 것 같은데? 왜 그랬는지?
When it comes to love.
여기 있다. 먹을 거 없나?
Halt! Need to see Sienna urgently.
In the matter of?
아. 엔딩을 결정짓는 선택지예요. (2번) 얘한테 알리죠. 이렇게.
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation. Urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
이 집에 뭐 훔칠 거 없나? 아, 시아나 이야기의 선택 갈려 이게? 여기서 저장 한번 할게요.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary
명
break.
선택.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
과연
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorias' ribbon worked wonders.
그의
It's a
선택은
shame they took it from me.
I
for...
know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Sienna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
질투 때문에.
You envy her. Her power, her beauty, the love of her people.
I see I misjudged you. You understand nothing.
아, 그래?
Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
At least you're being honest, finally.
Lying only ever makes sense when there's a chance someone will believe you. It's actually refreshing, in a way, to say what I truly think. So why don't I do it a bit more? I was only ever nice to you to get you to sleep with me. I thought you might come in handy one day. Your comrade Regis is using you, and Anna Henrietta perceives you solely as her unthinking, blunt instrument. She's right to, you know.
레지스가 나를 이용하고 있다고?
Enjoy hurting people? That it? Sorry, but won't give you the satisfaction. The Witcher mutations, you know. It's hard to draw my blood.
Don't worry. I'll find a way.
Have a nice life, Siana.
어?
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Let's go. Want to see him too.
과연 어떤 내일이지? 더 비꼬을 걸 그랬나?
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Siana's 5th victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Very well. Let us get things underway. Don your ceremonial attire. Then you'll come with me. Her Grace awaits.
네, 옷 갈아입어야지. 아, 알아서 갈아입네.
In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
훈장받는다.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now,
그렇게 아닌 것 같아요.
I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Sonreal.
아, 포도주 말고
Wine normally reserved for the ducal
카-
table.
포도주.
The gustatory
5,000원 줘?
experience of a
와.
lifetime awaits. Are you content?
아. 야, 말해 그냥.
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Sienna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Detloff. You were to be the beast's 5th victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
I do not believe it. In a moment I shall speak to Sienna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt
죽여.
that I
반역죄
can
죽여버려.
judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
반역자니까 죽여야지. 뭐하러 살려도.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Detlaff. You yourself would never stoop so low. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to
아니 근데
say.
왕 앞에서 이렇게 뒷짐지고 있으면 뒤에 뭐 숨기고 있는 거 아니야? 아, 그치.
No matter the mitigating circumstances, whatever they may be, Sienna is a criminal and should be tried as such. And punished as such. Her guilt is clear.
죽여버려.
Your words sadden me greatly, Witcher. But I cannot deny their logic. Sienna, you shall be tried and given a fitting punishment. Yet we shall never cease to be family. As Duchess, I shall have to judge you. But as your sister, I shall never stop loving you. Will you forgive me?
이 옆구리에 칼빵 물 것 같은데?
I shall never forgive you.
아, 그렇구나. 너무 몰아가면 안 됐구나 또. 칼 같은 거 없을 텐데?
Need some flowers. A wreath.
사람들한테 잘해.
I've none. Sold everything. I was just on my way out. No sense hanging about with nothing to do. Should come as no shock, sir.
얘 은칼 줘요?
At the funeral,
깨매올래?
folk took it all. Men, women, children, all wished to lay a bouquet on the Duchess's grave. Windflowers, peonies, gladioli.
주는 거 아니냐고? 모르겠는데?
But she liked common roses best. I know. Her ladies in waiting would come here at times. I'd choose the loveliest blooms for her. Fragrant, big petals, the kind that last a long time. I've still not come to terms with it. To be killed by her own sister. How could it happen?
How? Quickly. Unexpectedly. She was gone before I understood what was happening.
I know you. You're that witcher from the north. The one that saved us from the beast.
Mm-hmm. Could say that.
Wait here. Take these.
Thought you were out of flowers.
I put a bouquet aside. I was to take it to her myself. But you have it. I know you held the Duchess dear.
How much do I owe you?
Not a copper. Keep your coin and raise a toast in her memory tonight.
Do just that. Farewell.
난 왜 해피엔딩이 없는 걸까? 일단 여기 저장을 하고 내가 불안해서 그래. 이게 10분마다 저장인데 이게 안 날라가겠죠? 잠깐만. 그니까 야, 뭘 하려고 그랬거든 지금. 왜냐면 지금 어차피 배드엔딩은 봐야 될 거 아니야. 일단 배드엔딩을 봅시다. 일단 배드엔딩을 보고 그 블로그를 다시 해서 해피엔딩 쪽으로 가는 이걸 한번 봅시다. 일단 저장은 해놨거든요. 날라갈까 봐 혹시. 일단 배드엔딩부터 봅시다. 야, 그래도 여왕이라고 금으로 해놨네. 돈지랄. 나오는 이미지 너무 안 좋은데? 엄지공주 죽여, 여왕 죽여.
I would kill for a bite.
경비형 말이요? 경비형 말을 말 걸기 전부터 해야 된다고? 근데 내가 선택을 2번을 했는데 경비형 말을 일단 검색 좀 해볼게요. 잠깐만요. 일단 검색 좀 해볼게요. 잠깐만요.
Boring.
Such are the times, my good fellow.
What a day. A tremendous tragedy. May our dear Duchessa's soul rest in peace. What a day.
Oh, the Witcher! The one the Duchessa summoned!
아, 뭔지 알겠다. 그 맨 처음에 들어갈 때, 맨 처음 들어갔을 때 그때는 뭐야? 선택지를 2번 하는 건 맞네요. 내가 2번 했었어, 선택지를. 근데 이게 선택지가 바뀌는 게 중간에 대화했을 때 제가 꺾어버려가지고 배드 엔딩 나온 거예요.
Couldn't. Anna Henrietta was
wondrous, beautiful, good. The best ruler one could hope to have. Yet I let her down.
그러니까 막 몰아치면 안 되고.
No one expected
맞아, 아롱님 말한 것처럼 잘 해주면서 말해야 되는데.
And none of us did anything to stop her, because there was nothing we could do.
I suppose you are right. But when someone so beloved dies, one cannot help but search one's soul for blame. And even the hardiest knights grow faint-hearted then.
Come to pay my respects. Bid the Duchess farewell.
White roses. They were her favorite. Go inside then. She lies in the ducal crypt, in one room with her murderer, despite my protests.
What? Who decided that?
The Regent's Council. A pack of old men who've statutes and codices for hearts. Ducal blood flowed in Sienna's veins, and she was never legally disinherited. So they ruled she should lie alongside Anarietta.
And all this, what did it bring you? Rest in peace. I regret it ended this way, that I failed to prevent it. Hope you can forgive me. Rest in peace.
Stylish crypt, quite subdued. Yes, this is the kind of eternal resting place I dream of.
Moments like this, I never know if you're joking or serious.
Serious, Geralt, serious. It's remarkably peaceful, subtly charming to the hilt. A perfect match for the Duchess's dignity. Ah, you humans, you'll never cease to amaze me. To feel despair in the face of natural processes to which you are predestined. I've come to take you from this place, my friend. Dare say you deserve a speck of respite after the mad whirl of the last few days.
배드엔딩 보고 해피엔딩 갈게요.
All those deaths I failed to prevent. Feel pretty awful right about now. Can't help thinking I could have done more. Now Toussaint's left without a ruler, or more accurately,
이런 대화도 좀
chaos rules
달라지나?
here. Hand in hand with despair. Duchess won over people's hearts. All Beauclair now weeps for her.
A mass outburst of emotion. Well, it seems her subjects have adopted some of their recent ruler's traits.
Why the sarcasm? Thought you liked Donna Henrietta.
I did. And I do truly rue her passing.
Me too.
Then let us drink.
그렇죠. 이거 보고 해피엔딩 보고 집에 애니퍼 보러 가야죠.
Whatever you say about Siona, you gotta admit, she was unbending.
That she was. I do admit it. Though, in her case, it would have been better if she had been a tad more philosophical, pausing from time to time to reflect on the propriety of her actions.
True.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
가? 바로.
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
This moonlight
뭐야?
makes me
캐스트가 안 끝나?
so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess.
끝난
As
건가?
twins?
No, I was thinking about, how anything can look interesting when...
죽으려고 그러는구나. 꼭 껴야 되는구나. 지금 와서 껴서 저 뭔 소용있어.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all. Damn it, where'd you go?
얘 어디 갔어?
Regis! Damn it, where'd you go?
뭐야 얘네?
Those Bruxae. They called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires.
아, 얘가 그 죽여서 그랬구나.
Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances.
그래서 레지스 때 배신자라고.
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink. Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home, on the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need
변인적으로 좋을
mutagens.
때?
Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
아직 몰라.
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on.
Dandelion.
Which, of course, brings to mind Dandelion. I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
나 쳐다보는 것 같아.
The Witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
어차피 해피엔딩이니까 스킵 안 할게요. 그냥 대화하는 거.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead.
여기서 갈린대요. 여기서.
Could you not just drop it?
배드엔딩 해피엔딩
Sierra,
여기서
stop
갈리는 거 같아.
pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act. and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt.
여기에서 갈린대요.
Why do you think?
여기서 질투 때문에 가면은 무조건 배드엔딩. 1번이나 3번한테 가면은 해피엔딩이래.
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me,
어린아이였잖아.
Sienna, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup? Steal your father's seal and forge a pardon? She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of a Thousand Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you? Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Sienna.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Let's go. Want to see him too. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
All right, we can start.
Very well. But you must behave. Less like a hired thug.
아무한테도
more like a
얘기를 하면
man
안 돼.
deserving of the duchy's highest honor.
아무한테도.
In fact, you'd do best to maintain a dignified silence throughout. Very well. Let us get things underway. Don your ceremonial attire. Then you'll come with me. Her Grace awaits.
In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
나이스, 훈장 2개다.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May the symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
5,000원.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Sonreal, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Feels like a second distinction. I'm honored. Thank you.
I trust you shall make good use of it. In a moment I shall speak to Syanna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly. But she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
이제 여기에서부터 이제 선택지를
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour,
언니 편을 들어오셔야 돼요.
show Sylvia Anna in.
아까 저처럼 막 까면 안 돼, 언니를.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Bitterness consumes Syanna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Syanna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew
왜
well.
잘못 선택한 거
and
같지?
be yours, though I was
이거
the
이거
elder.
많은데?
The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child. Thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents had always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark. And which you set afire at the last, to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out, but you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
이 무슨 아, 이게 해피엔딩이구나. 아까랑 분위기가 완전 다르네요.
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony.
아, 바로 일로 오네요. 뭐 중간 그거 없이.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips.
그러니까 난 이렇게 뭐라 해야 돼, 이렇게
How do you
약간
find my personal brew? Not too strong.
Just
뭐라 해야 돼,
right.
약간
Credit
슬픈
the local
것처럼 할 줄
mandrake, the
알았더니만.
Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether
간지럽혀서
unique
뒤돌아보게.
flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here,
여기 뒤에는 똑같은
gloves
것 같은데요?
and a mask.
이쪽 뒤에는.
Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
이거 쓰는 게 나아. 안 쓰면 매우 아파.
This moonlight makes me oh so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
사라지겠지?
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
뭐야, 이쪽 아니었어? 아, 이놈의 길치 진짜.
Regis!
여기겠지?
Those Bruxae, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires.
아, 얘가 그 죽여서 그랬구나.
Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances.
걔들 레지스한테 배신자라고.
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink. Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning. Then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need
전인적으로
mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
아직 몰라.
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on.
Dandelion.
Which, of course, brings to mind Dandelion. I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
나 쳐다보는 것 같아.
Actually,
이제 너의 사랑 나의 사랑 이니퍼. 우리 집 어디야?
Love to go home.
홈으로 갑시다.
I'd love to go home.
항상 들어오기.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into
모르는
the
사람
residence.
들어왔어요.
I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
아니에요. 그래도 많이 도와주셔가지고 쉽게 왔네요. 아롱님이 안 도와줬으면 진짜 파국으로 갈 수 있었어요. 다
Unexpected as ever.
예쁘다.
And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky.
유치한
Like some
그런
shitty two-crown romance.
Liking Toussaint so far?
The landscape's lovely and the towns are charming, no question about that.
But
But the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies. I think I shall simply stay in the shade. And you'll bring me cool drinks. At regular intervals.
아 그래요? 아
Bring you
아침엔
whatever
여기
you
있고 밤에는
want.
방에서 자고 있어.
You know, feels kind of strange having a home.
I must say I never pictured you owning real estate.
Was something of an accident, but I'm not about to complain. Yen, back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard, good enough?
Yes, although there's one thing missing.
Namely,
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white,
유니콘?
has 4 legs, category taxidermy.
oh yeah, the unicorn. Fine, you can bring it down here.
I
Unicorn
need
dono?
see things my
Right.
way.
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet, bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly
Ah.
goose.
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues.
못 들어오는 것 같아.
Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said, Witcher.
그거 못 데려오는 것 같아.
You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit
이층은
like the
사랑방이야.
cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it, you win. This time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay.
Forgotten. It was at a vernissage in Banard. You started it to keep from going mad with boredom. I remember finding your sense of humor both groan-worthy and somehow endearing.
Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
So, talk again later.
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
아, 어디 안 간다고 이제?